Hi guys, today we are talking about affirmations. Affirmations are a positive sentence that you say out loud or you can write it down, and they are a way of training our minds to see the positive and eliminate some of the negative. That's a long-winded way of explaining it. There's probably a shorter way. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how to use affirmations to help you to feel amazing and create a life that you really love.
Take me out to California. Take me out to California.
So affirmations, I always think when people hear about affirmations, especially here in Britain, because we can be very self-deprecating and we can be very conscious of ourselves and we don't want to feel all like silly and stuff. An affirmation can feel a little bit like, I don't know, a bit cringe is the only way I can say. A little bit cringy, a little bit awkward, like you're going to be standing, you know, in front of the mirror going, I am beautiful, and you feel, you know, I don't know why I did that in an American accent. I'm sorry, Americans. I love you all, but from a British perspective, we see a lot of sort of guru type American self-development people, and sometimes it can feel a little bit too much for our very British sensibilities, because we're like, hang on a minute, I don't want to be whooping and hollering and telling myself I'm beautiful in the mirror. However, it works. The affirmations are a brilliant way of training your brain. And that's all we're doing. You guys who watch this channel know that I'm not about fluffy self-development. I'm about straight talking, no BS self-development. But affirmations work. That's why every single self-development leader in the world talks about affirmations and gratitude and all of these things. And you'll think we are like broken records because we say the same things. However, they work. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, because just like with the law of attraction, and I've spoken about this before as well, you have to build up to an affirmation. So there are reams and reams of lists of affirmations online. If you get my online course, the Happy Me Project Online, there's lists in there as well for you. But whatever affirmation you are looking for that day, whether it's about confidence or whether it's about being calmer, whatever it's about being energized, whatever you need, there are like millions of affirmations online for you to use and whatever. So they're sentences. I like to keep them fairly short in a sentence, and they are said in the present tense. The reason we say they're in the present tense is because we are training our minds to be in that state already, rather than it feeling like a wish, like I would like to be my best self, I would like to be calm and content. That is a future, it's a wish, it's not really believing it, it's different, it's separate from us. Whereas if I say I am calm and content, that is something that I can get on board with. Now, even if I am not 100% there yet, what I'm telling my brain is that's the space I want to be in. That's the space that I can be in, and my brain will act accordingly. What we feed into our brains, we get out, okay? So if we keep telling our brains the same thing over and over again, positive or negative, we will get that as our reality, okay? Now, right now, you might not be in a positive state, and you are doing affirmations, but they're well crap ones. They're well negative ones. You're telling yourself, I am a loser. I am fat. Nobody likes me. They are affirmations, but they're pretty diabolical ones. And they are training your brain, but they're training your brain to seek out proof of all of those things that you've said. So you keep feeding in, I am a loser, as an affirmation, and your brain will seek out confirmation of that. It will find any negative comment that anybody says. It will look for a glance that somebody did, and it will interpret it in a way that means that you are a loser, and you will continue to regurgitate this same old awful story. So let's stop that now. We don't want to do that anymore. That's not happening. That's an old story. We're gonna draw the line here, and we are gonna find positive affirmations that help you to train that brain of yours to start seeking out the things that you actually want. But we have to build up I always say stretch yourself with your affirmation, because it's always going to feel initially a little jarring, because you're trying to push yourself into a state that you might not quite be in yet, but bear with it and work towards things. I always use the example of when I was younger and I had really, really bad body image. I had really low self-esteem in the way that I looked, horrendously. And I know people meet me as an adult and I'm not that person anymore at all. I've got high self-esteem. I know my flaws. I know the things that I perceive as rubbish on some days when I'm not feeling my best self. However, overall, I've got a really high self-esteem. And that's come from doing things like affirmations. Although when I was younger, this stuff wasn't talked about, and except in very woo-woo, hippie kind of circles. And being a working class Geordie from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England, people weren't talking about that stuff. They just weren't. And I realised that feeling rubbish about the way that I looked wasn't a very nice place to be in. However, if somebody had said to me, as I said at the beginning of this video, you know what you need to do, babe? You need to go, I am beautiful in the mirror every day, and all your woes will be gone. Everything will be beautiful again. You will feel amazing. I'd have been like, absolutely not. Just no chance. That's ridiculous. Because every time I did that in the mirror, I would have such a subconscious reaction to that, of resistance, that it would have been too far for me at that time. However, I knew something had to change, and so at that time I started with, I am okay. And even that, at that time, as an affirmation, felt really stretched, because I didn't feel okay. I didn't like the way I looked to a deep, like, disturbing extent. I really didn't. I had real bad body dysmorphia. And so if I'd have said, even I am okay, felt really like the subconscious limiting belief below the surface was like, oh, do you now? You feel okay? You think you're brilliant, and you're not. You're an ugly loser. That old story was still there. So just saying I am okay was a real stretch for me, but I knew I had to change it. So I would say, I'm okay. I am okay. And every time it reared its ugly head, the negative voice in my head to tell me I was ugly, I would say, I am okay. And I would practice that every day. I am okay. I am okay. Until I did feel okay. And then I would go, I look nice sometimes. I could get to that. I look nice sometimes. I look nice when I'm dressed up. I look nice sometimes. And again, right now to me, that feels like a sad affirmation. It doesn't feel good because I'm in such a different place, but I worked up to. Now, right now, I could stand in front of that mirror and I could say, I am beautiful. I am pretty, and I wouldn't have that negative voice anymore. It's not there in that same way. That doesn't mean I don't have bad days or anything like that about the way that I look. Of course, I'm a human being, but I don't hate myself. But it took working my way up the affirmations. So I am successful to you might feel too far-fetched right now, but it could be that you say, every day I get closer to my goals. Every day I learn new things. I see opportunities everywhere. These are really powerful affirmations. One of my favorite affirmations is, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. No matter where you are on your personal development journey, already you are enough, with your flaws, scars, your terrible stories from the past, the things that you think you've done wrong, all of the things where you've hurt other people, and the bits that you don't like yourself, even your mourning face, even that, the dribble down your chin and your morning breath and your spots. You are enough. That's just describing me in the morning. Just me, beautiful. You are enough already with all of the mistakes and everything. In fact, that's what shapes you and makes you who you are. So I always love that one, I am enough. And actually the jewelry that I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, so my mantra is an affirmation. It's all it is. It's a mantra or an affirmation. So mantra jewelry, and this wasn't supposed to be an advert or anything like that. I have been talking about these, and this is a personal thing for me, but we created these necklaces, unbreakable. And although this isn't the affirmation, unbreakable, the affirmation on the card when you get my necklaces, I'll put a link below this as well for you guys. I better hashtag ad now, hashtag ad, because I'm talking about something that I would essentially get paid for. But that's not what I'm talking about, because it works. And the reason I collaborated with Mantra Jewelry is because they're all about affirmations and about these mantras. So on the card that you get when you buy my unbreakable necklace, the affirmation is, life cannot break me, for I know how strong I am. That's powerful, isn't it? Life cannot break me, for I know how strong I am. And when you're going through a tough time, that's a really powerful affirmation to walk you through it. So we need to think about these. So affirmations, you can write them down on, I have a whiteboard by my bed, so I can write them down on there. I like to say them in the morning because it gets me in the right frame of mind, but you could say them at night as well. And you can also really tailor your affirmations. So for example, this week I am hosting the Carers Trust Awards in Coventry, and before I do anything like that, I need to get into a good state. So I will have some affirmations specifically for doing the hosting of the Carers Trust Awards. So I will be saying, I enjoy meeting new people, because there'll be lots of people there. I might say, I am confident on stage. I speak confidently on stage, whatever it is. And I will practice these because it is telling my brain to find that to be the truth, to create that reality. That's all it is. We are training our brains to seek out the information to prove what we put in. And that's what an affirmation is. Let me know what your favorite affirmations are. And if you've never heard of affirmations before, go and try them and find some and use them every single day. You can post them on social media. You can write them down, but I definitely think that you should try and say them out loud. Even if you feel all a little bit silly when you do it the first time, it will get easier. It's all about practice, and any of this stuff has to become habitual. It has to become something that you do all of the time, or it just doesn't really work. You need it's repetition that gets it into your brain. If I didn't repeat that I'm okay sometimes, I would not be sat here feeling good about myself and feeling like I have high self-esteem. So if that is your space right now and you have a low confidence in whatever area, I am telling you, you can shift that state. You don't have to be where you are right now. This is not a stuck state. It's just a story that you've had for a bit. Now let's change the story. And affirmations will absolutely help you to do that. Start small, work your way up, push yourself at the start. You're still going to feel a little out of your comfort zone. That's okay. Keep going with them, practice them every single day, and let me know how you are getting on with them. Post below. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell so you get a notification when I do my videos, and let me know on other social media platforms: Instagram at HollyMatthews84, Facebook.com/IamHollyMatthews, Twitter at HollyMatthews. I've said my name too much now and it's lost all meaning. But yeah, let me know how you're getting on, and I look forward to seeing all of your comments and messages. Peace.
Take me out to California.